The NBA draft, it's tomorrow. Here is the question I have to ask people. How many Sixer fans really believe they could reemerge as an Eastern contender? You know my opinion by now. I don't see it at all. I think that the Sixers are played out. I think they need to move on from one or two of their key personnel. And that leads me into the draft. I know there's a lot of hullabaloo. Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, Con Knipple. I'm trading out of the 3 spot. I've thought about this long and hard, and I go, okay, what player, other than the first 2, which I can't get, has a chance to make a significant impact in the NBA? I don't know that it's Bailey. There are too many question marks on Ace Bailey. And I don't think it's Edgecombe, even though he's a great athlete. He reminds me of a guy who's a great athlete who does not yet know how to play the game, a la like, I don't know, Cam Whitmore, that Villanova kid that came out, was drafted pretty high based on athletic ability. So I don't want Edgecombe. I think he's years away. I am trading out, and I'm trading back, and I'm getting to a spot where I'm going to take the center from Duke, Malawak. Why would you do that, Mike? Why would I do that? Because I'm done with Embiid. I don't think Embiid gives you anything from this point on. I would look to move him somewhere where you can convince somebody that is on the cusp of maybe doing something, that Embiid could be the piece that brings you over the top. In any rate, if you have to keep Embiid, you got Malawak that you can play and get him used to the NBA pace. There is nothing more important in the league than a rim protector these days. You don't need a center that scores in the NBA these days. You really don't. You need a rim protector who can score occasionally, who can get an alley-oop, who can get a fast break dunk, but can serve as a rim protector. This kid is going to be a monster in the NBA. And so there you go. That's my endorsement for Malawak. Trading back, you get something in that deal, you trade back, you take Malawak. He's not going to contribute right away unless you trade Embiid. But I got my center for the next several years. So that's where I'm going. Ray, are you buying my theory here on the NBA draft?
No. Wow.
Okay.
I did not expect this to be where we went today.
Thought about it long and hard. I go, this kid is Robinson with a little more offensive ability.
Robinson.
Yeah.
And he's going, what, 7, 6?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because I want a rim protector.
No. Why is he Robinson to you?
Because people get all carried away with the athletic ability of wing players. So they're not looking really at centers anymore. So they look at wing players. But I have to look at a center. I've got a problem at center. So I'm going to change instead of having the center who dominates the ball, who's my leading scorer, I'm going to have the center, like if you look at all the teams that win now, they don't have a dominant center. They have a rim protector center. They have guys who can get out on the break. Their center can finish. They don't have to get the ball in the post to the center.
So aside from the Nuggets.
Well, he's superhuman, and he plays up top anyway. He doesn't really play in the post that much.
No, there's not many guys that still are continuous post presence that are big guys anymore.
That's the center I'm looking at. I'm looking at a bigger Bam Adebayo is what I'm looking at. That's what I think you win with as a center these days. I know everybody's carried away with perimeter players. I get it. But I got to have that rim protector because it does so much for my defense.
Yeah, I'm not going there at all.
Okay.
I'm not making that move.
Okay.
Trading back here, you could talk me into trading back. I don't think I'm trading back with the idea of Malawak. Malawak. I'm talking about trading back with the idea of what I can get off of in terms of contracts or what I can pick up in terms of assets.
Okay.
That would be the way you would talk me into it, and the player becomes secondary. But if you're sitting there at 3, I have absolutely no problem with going VJ Edgecombe, and that's where I would go with this pick.
Okay.
I think
he's miles away.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Really?
I don't think he's going to be like your driving force of success right away. I think in what they have right now, a bigger guard alongside a Tyrese Maxey, alongside a Jared McCain, who's actually defensive oriented and can run with them on the break. You look at what's driven the success of some of these teams that we've seen in the NBA playoffs, and these teams are out running. They're out moving. They're able to do things, again, at really quick pace, and I think he gives you that ability out in the open floor.
Have you seen Malawak run the floor?
I have seen him run the floor.
What do you think?
I also saw him disappear in plenty of big games for Duke.
He's still learning, but he is still learning.
So is
raw,
Edgecombe.
innate rim protection ability.
And I'll watch Edgecombe dunk over him. That's the athleticism you're getting for this guy.
This is the mistake everybody makes. They see Edgecombe can jump out of the building, and they go, "Oh, look at the way he dunked over somebody." All right, we'll see. I don't think he knows how to play the game.
You don't think he knows how to play the game?
No, I don't.
I would think the one thing that you should be concerned about is whether or not his offensive game turns into something that's, again, like...
that's what I don't see.
level.
I don't see his offensive game turning into something within the next couple of years.
Yeah, but I don't think that's
he's
not
far
knowing how to
away.
play the game.
I think he's far away. I think he's a guy who runs around a lot. I think he's like a better Ricky Council the fourth.
A better Ricky Council.
Yeah, I think he's got more potential than Ricky Council for, but that's the type of player he is.
Yeah, see, I think that's really overselling what Ricky Council IV is for you.
No, I don't mean to oversell him whatsoever. What I'm saying is that there are guys on the floor that don't really understand the floor, and I think he's one of those guys. Now, maybe he will, but I don't think he will in the next couple of years. So that's why I'm going with a more of a sure thing.
Yeah, see, I think you're taking...
You got an Embiid problem.
A limited offensive... Well, yeah, then that's...
Listen, I got to solve the Embiid problem. That Embiid problem is current.
It is current. I don't think it's necessarily tied into the pick I'm making there at 3, though.
Okay, all right. To me, it is. So I've got to restyle this team, and if I'm only going to have Embiid, and like how long would I realistically think I have Embiid unless I move him right now? How long do you think he can play at a certain level?
You're lucky if you get 2 more year really good years
out of him. This year we get this year out of him? Even this year, do you get out of him?
We're well overdue the 6-week update here for him that we still have not gotten from the 76ers organization.
And so that's what I think. We get zero. No, not zero, but very minimal out of him this year if they keep him. All right. So here's the bigger question: how many Sixer fans can we play the Bill Colarulo thing? Let's play. Bill and I had this conversation and argument when he was doing this show, and for some reason he's still on it. That he is actually conned into thinking the Sixers could be a contender this year. Let's hear what our good pal Bill said.
You look up and down the Eastern Conference now, and you look at the injuries that occurred in this postseason. You got Tyrese Halliburton last night. You had Jason Tatum blow out his Achilles. You had Damian Lillard for the Bucks blow out his Achilles. Why can't the 76ers compete in the Eastern Conference? And I know what you're saying right now. Well, Joel Embiid can't stay healthy. Paul George, he's got no fire. He's got no determination. Bear with me for a second. Let's pipe dream, okay? Let's pipe dream that the Joel Embiid that we saw literally a year ago in the postseason, who was averaging over 30 points a game on one leg. Let's say you get some semblance of that guy next year. And with him there, maybe Paul George is a little bit more motivated. You got Tyrese Maxey. You got Jared McCain. We got the NBA draft coming up on Wednesday night, and the Sixers are picking 3rd overall. You got my man Quentin Grimes, who can score off the bench most likely. You're going to maybe bring back
you can shut that down. You can shut that down. I love Bill, right? That's idiotic. That whole take is idiotic and misguided. And I'm curious to know how many people he's convinced to actually believe what he just said about the promise. Because here are the odds in the Eastern Conference. Cavs plus 270, Knicks plus 300, Magic plus 420, Celtics plus 550, and then way down, Sixers plus 1100. Vegas knows. 610-632-0975. But I want to hear from you on the text board or via telephone. Do you believe that the Sixers could reemerge as an East contender on the cusp of the NBA draft for tomorrow? Mike Missanelli Show continues.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Appreciate you guys checking out things with the Mike Missanelli Show. If you want more from us, check out the playlist right here to get this one. Check out all the playlists. There's a lot to watch.